In 2010, HN was 9 years old. Her father, CB, was 42 years old, and her mother named HN was 37 years old. The child took her mother's surname. They lived in Ward 11, BT District, HCM City. As usual, HN was healthy and playful every day. But on September 8, 2010, at around 11 p.m., while watching television, she suddenly fainted. After first aid attempts failed, her family and neighbors rushed her to Grand People's Hospital for emergency treatment, where doctors diagnosed her with Japanese encephalitis. After one day in the emergency room with no signs of improvement, the doctors transferred HN to Children's Hospital No. 2, where she was admitted on September 9, 2010, under the dedicated care of doctors, nurses, and medical staff. After 21 days in a deep coma, unable to eat or drink, despite modern medicine and the doctors' devoted efforts to save her, HN's condition worsened each day. She suffered severe respiratory failure, and in the end, the doctors could do nothing more. They removed her oxygen tube and discharged her so the family could prepare for her funeral. That day was October 29, 2010. Before the family took her home, the compassionate head doctor said to her parents, "People say that as long as there is water, there is still hope to bail it out, but your daughter does not have a single drop left." The doctor also said, "If I had miraculous powers, I would save her, but sadly I do not. Only heaven and Buddha can save her now. Only heaven and Buddha can save her now." Yes, that doctor was right. When HN returned home from the hospital, she was nothing but skin and bones, barely breathing, gasping weakly like a dying kitten. Neighbors and relatives came to visit, all filled with sorrow and pity. The family had already covered the altar and furniture with newspaper, turned family worship pictures face down, and prepared the house in mourning as is customary when someone is about to die. HN's grandfather had already purchased burial land, hired people to dig the grave, and prepared the coffin, burial cloth, tea leaves, and other funeral necessities. But everything changed when I, their next-door neighbor, heard that HN had been sent home from the hospital and went to visit. As a Buddhist, after examining HN, I told her parents, "If you agree, I will invite a Buddha recitation support group to come chant for her. If her life has truly ended, she may go peacefully to Buddha. If she still has blessings remaining, she may survive this calamity." Her parents agreed, so I made a phone call. Shortly after, a group of Buddhists arrived, and together we set up a Buddha altar. After 1 hour of chanting sutras, repentance prayers, and Buddha recitation dedicated to HN, everyone said goodbye and went home, leaving only the family behind. Suddenly, HN blinked her eyes. Then she slowly opened her weak eyes and looked at everyone. Shocked and overjoyed, HN's family ran to me and begged that more Buddhists come continue chanting. With just a few more phone calls from me, nearly 100 people came, taking turns chanting Buddha's name loudly, day and night for several days and nights. They came from various Buddhist support groups and temples across HCM City. There were Buddhist chanting support groups from VD Temple in TD District, led by Ms. TL as the group leader, the Buddhist Hospice chanting group in GV led by Mr. HN, Buddhists from HP Temple, Buddhists from various temples in BT District, female vendors from GV Market, and Buddhists from NL Temple, bringing their own food, regardless of day or night, all united in chanting, Namo Amitabha Buddha. These were people the family had never met before. The normally quiet neighborhood suddenly became lively and filled with sound. Day and night, even very late into the night, Buddhists kept arriving in crowds, holding prayer beads, dressed in gray robes, taking turns chanting Buddha's name loudly. Neighbors visiting HN also joined their palms together and chanted. After 1 week, HN regained consciousness, though she still occasionally convulsed. To continue treatment, on November 4, 2010, her parents went to Children's Hospital No. 2 to request her medical records so they could transfer her to the neurology department of CR Hospital. When the hospital staff saw HN's parents, everyone rushed out to ask questions, assuming HN had already died. But when they heard she had recovered and was eating again, no one could believe it. They thought the parents were joking. Everyone was astonished to hear that HN had come back to life. What miracle had brought HN back from death? The head doctor who discharged HN had said, "Only heaven and Buddha can save her." Yes, through heaven and Buddha's grace, HN revived during the very first Buddha recitation session and gradually recovered during the sessions that followed. Truly, HN came back to life through the chanting of Namo Amitabha Buddha by many Buddhists over several days and nights. When there was no medicine left to cure her and the hospital sent her home expecting her death, that fact was undisputed by the doctors, nurses, and everyone in the infectious diseases department of Children's Hospital No. 2. But why did chanting Buddha's name save HN? Think of a lamp with very little oil left, it is about to run out and go dark. But if many people come and each adds a little oil, then the lamp fills again and continues shining. Those who live long, healthy, and joyful lives do so because of blessings accumulated from past deeds. HN lacked blessings from previous lives due to insufficient spiritual cultivation, and her lifespan had nearly ended. But because she still had some karmic connection with Buddhism, many people came to chant and transfer blessings to her. Through those blessings, HN escaped danger and her life was extended. Therefore, from this day onward, everyone should sincerely chant Namo Amitabha Buddha to increase blessings and longevity. If sick, besides taking medicine, one should chant daily as well, for that is Amitabha's medicine. HN may have created unwholesome karma in past lives, causing her severe illness in this life and bringing her near death. Fortunately, she still had some good karmic affinity and thus encountered many Buddhists who came to support her through chanting and blessings. Most of these Buddhists were strangers from far away, not even acquaintances of the family. In fact, even I personally did not know many of them, I only knew the phone numbers of the support groups. After surviving the danger, the family later admitted HN to Children's Hospital No. 1 for nearly 1 month. After discharge, although she still experienced nervous spasms, the family asked me to come provide acupuncture daily. Now HN is fully conscious, no longer convulses, can speak, eats and sleeps well, and plays happily all day. However, she still must return to the hospital regularly for follow-up checkups. Today, besides expressing gratitude to Heaven and Buddha for saving their child, HN's parents wish to thank all the Buddhists from the Buddha recitation support groups who came day and night, rain or shine, to chant and pray for HN's safety. They also thank the doctors and nurses who cared devotedly for HN during her illness. As for HN's father, when everyone was preparing for HN's funeral, overwhelmed by love for his youngest daughter, he smashed his own head against the wall and fainted, trying to take his own life to follow her, but others stopped him in time. Now that the family has survived this ordeal and witnessed the unimaginable miracle of the chant, Namo Amitabha Buddha, HN's father, CB, once known for his violent temper, criminal past, and nicknamed Crazy C, has vowed to shave his head, worship Amitabha Buddha at home, abandon evil, do good deeds, begin vegetarian practice, and devote himself to Buddhist cultivation. Wherever the chant, Namo Amitabha Buddha is heard, miracles follow.